Welcome to Films and Stuff with your hosts, Pete Mitchell and Ethan Hunt.
Pete, how are you today?
I am great, Ethan. How are you?
Great. We are back with Films and Stuff. This is our weekly stream or skip episode. You want to repeat the rules? We know the rules, right?
That's right. The rules are very simple. Ethan has given me a list of TV shows that he wants me to watch. I have given Ethan a list of TV shows I want him to watch. And we roll a number randomly every week, watch at least 2 episodes of that TV show, and then we determine, is that show worth watching or not?
And if you've been keeping track, Pete has been on a hot streak. Does it continue this week?
Spoiler alert, it does not.
Tell us what you watched and why your hot streak does not continue.
So this week I was to watch a show called Tell Me Lies. Based on the name alone, no idea what it was about. It's a drama, and it's about a group of 4, maybe 5 girlfriends who all know each other from college. And the show starts off at one of those girls' at their weddings. And at that wedding, the main actor, the protagonist, sees her ex. And then you go to a flashback, and the show is basically about the relationship with the protagonist and that guy who's her ex. And, the guy comes off as a total scumbag. He's cheating on girls. He's a total manipulator. He's a gaslighter. This is basically supposedly, I did a little bit of digging afterwards because I saw the first 2 episodes. And honestly, the only reason I watched 2 episodes was because that's the rules of stream or skip. 30 minutes in, I really just wanted to turn it off. It did absolutely nothing for me. I didn't like the premise, and I didn't like any of the actors, and I just got so frustrated with it because it didn't there was nothing going for it. And
the whole thing takes place at the wedding?
So no, it doesn't, because the whole place it's almost exclusively flashbacks. The 2 episodes that I saw were almost exclusively flashbacks.
Okay.
It's about the guy and the girl are very toxic, right? So they're in a very toxic relationship. They're on again. They're off again. He's a liar. She's cheating on him, or he's cheating on her. How they meet up, they hook up, and she knows that he's dating another girl already. So he's cheating, but she's complicit in that cheating. It was kind of gross to watch. It's supposed to be over a course of 8 years. I couldn't stand it for the course of 8 minutes. I wasn't interested. I just wasn't interested. And the one thing that kept sticking out to me, and really Hollywood has to get this through their skulls. I am sick and tired of Hollywood people hiring actors who are too old to be playing high schoolers and college students. You're telling me that this 18-year-old guy and girl look like they're 30, 35? Come on. It stretches the bounds of what is, believable. Look, there are some shows which are not my genre, which I will still watch. So as an example, I was telling you about this yesterday. Mm-hmm. Anime, not my genre. I watched for the first time Cyberpunk Edge Runners. And it is a must subscribe as far as I'm concerned.
Where did you find out about this?
Excellent. So Cyberpunk Edge Runners is a Netflix anime, but it's based on a video game made by a company called CD Projekt Red. Okay. They're most famous for doing the Witcher series video games. So they made a video game called Cyberpunk 2077. Mm-hmm. And this show is based on that world. It is awesome. Really, really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
How much is each, how long is each episode?
25 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too bad. 8 episodes or 10 episodes. And so for example, anime, not my genre. Edge Runners, loved it. So even though this isn't my genre, there's always a chance you might like it. I couldn't get through it. absolutely hated it. And I was looking at the clock more and more than I was at the screen, just waiting for this episode to basically end, or these 2 episodes to end. In any case, it's such a hard skip for me. It was so hard to skip that I wanted to unsubscribe from Hulu. That's how bad it was.
Wow, that's terrible.
It was really bad. I couldn't stand it. And you know what? Maybe I'm completely, missing something, and maybe it gets better by the end of episode 8 or 10 or whatever it is. That's fine, but that's not what Streamer Skip is about. Streamer Skip is gut decision based on 2 episodes minimum. I couldn't get through it. I'm out. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a must skip.
I agree. Okay. So
tell me, I know that we had a change of plans, right? So originally you were supposed to watch Julia for this week.
We did. So I was assigned Julia, which we believe is about Julia Child. And I'm really not sure what is the issue, because when you log into HBO Max, you find this right away. When I log into HBO Max, albeit I have a US login, there is no Julia. It does not exist.
I was thinking about it when you told me. I think the only reasonable way I can see that being a problem, or seeing what could be a problem, is that, remember, in recent months, HBO Max was basically acquired by Warner Media.
I think.
And a bunch of shows were either outright canceled or taken off.
Yeah.
Perhaps, at least in the US market,
Julia
was removed from HBO Max.
It's gone. But let me make another. I'm going to criticize HBO, despite the fact that I love House of the Dragon and many other shows. Their website is straight up bad.
Oh, atrocious.
It is really bad, to the point that we should probably hashtag it. HBO has to fix it. And I'll tell you exactly the issue that I've had, and I'm sure other people have had it. My membership was my subscription was up for renewal. I clicked the whatever to renew it. I had to enter my credit card details. It would not go through. It was going repeatedly, giving me error message. I was logging out. I was trying a different computer. I was refreshing. I was deleting my cookies. All the basic things, right?
Yeah.
Be that as it may, the easiest thing a website should do should be taking money, right? That's like the number one thing your website should do, honestly.
Thing,
From a commercial perspective, from a consumer perspective, it should be showing good content and showing without glitches. But from a commercial perspective, take the money. I must have made, this is not an exaggeration, I'm going to say 15 efforts, different credit cards, logging in from different computers. The website is just hard down. Asked my brother to do it in the US. He was having the same issues. He finally gave me his password, and I logged in under his, and even under his subscription was not finding Julia. And it's just baffling to me.
Yeah.
I mean, and at some point, Pete, I even sent you a screenshot because I'm like, look, I'm not crazy. Here's an alphabetical listing of everything I've got. You can see in the J's, there's no Julia.
Yeah.
So I think this is really a bad HBO experience, despite how much I love so many of their other things. Their website is just kind of miserable.
The user experience on HBO Max has been horrendous for a long time. And I think their messaging or communication has been even worse. Yeah. So I understand that some things had to be removed for some content had to be removed for business decisions. I don't agree with them, but at least I understand. Look, that's just the way the business works. I get it. But they should have made a better effort to communicate, hey, to our subscribers, this is the reality of our merger with Warner Media. We are no longer going to, not Warner Media, sorry, Discovery Media, whatever it's called now. These are the following shows that will no longer be available as of this date.
Yeah.
HBO hasn't released any of that information. No. There are third-party websites that you had to go through to find the press releases to do that. I think it's just an absolute shame on them.
I've got worse words to use, but I mean, I can put a few other examples of problems I've had with their website, and it's not really interesting. No one wants to listen to this, but I mean, they all fall under the heading. It's just a really miserable website and user experience. Yes, I'll still watch House of the Dragon no matter what, but I mean, of all the websites or all the platforms, I cannot say anything positive about that user experience. So instead, in the absence of Julia, which I was, more than half interested in watching, I chose White Lotus, since that was on your list and my list, and that's gotten a lot of, for me, I feel like there's a lot of like jibber jabber in the press about White Lotus. Am I wrong about this?
Nope, you're absolutely right. There has been a lot of noise to the extent where it's actually quite surprising. There's 2 HBO shows that I think have really garnered a lot of press. Yeah. White Lotus is one. Euphoria is the other.
So I watched, and White Lotus is now 2 seasons, right?
The second season just started literally last week.
So I was actually really excited about this. I watched 3 episodes, and my reaction was, I don't get it. Like, is it just taking a really long time to, like, get to the good stuff? Or is it, like, overblown? Or am I not understanding what is so special about this? But I have to say, I don't dislike it. For sure, I don't dislike it. It's probably a skip for me. I mean, if I'm going to give the rating up front, I mean, it's definitely not subscribe. And to be honest, if I had a long lost friend, I wouldn't call them to mooch it. But if someone was watching it, I wouldn't turn it off. But I also wouldn't pause it if I was going to wash my hands or get laundry or something. Like, it's background television for me. Am I wrong, Pete?
You're not, because
you watched the whole first season, right? You were so excited. You watched a whole season and you kept getting sucked in waiting for the payoff pitch.
And it never came.
No payoff pitch.
Not for me. And I'm not saying, so it's another anthology series, which, I like anthology series. It's nice because it gives you a chance to see many different stories with potentially a nice wrap up at the end. That wrap up never really came. And more importantly, I didn't find any of the people likable. Any of the actors, any of the characters, none of them were the ones that I was rooting for. In fact, I found all of them mostly miserable. Like, I really hated the kids. I didn't like the adults.
The kids.
The 2 girls are the worst.
Oh, they're awful.
The boy isn't
people.
bad, but he's not great either. But the 2 girls are the worst. I just found them I found the whole show to be quite miserable that way.
I'm just really confused. And I didn't understand, like, I kept kind of waiting for something like, I bet this is going to be like funny. Okay, it's not funny. Well, I bet this is going to be like really erotic and there's going to be like all these like heavy sex scenes. And after 3 episodes, I didn't see that. I'm like, maybe there's going to be like some big disaster and you're going to see everyone pull together. I didn't see that. I'm like, well, I'm not getting it. As far as I'm aware, this is just like 2 very bitchy daughters that are a terrible role model for anyone watching them and super annoying to suffer through. Kind of some family stuff, kind of some workplace drama. Like, again, I didn't see the whole first series. Ruin it for me, spoil it for me. I'm not really that nervous about it, but I didn't see what this was about. I guess that's the easiest way I can put it. I just don't know what this show is. Is it funny? Is it a drama? Is it what? Tell me. Someone explain it to me. I'm just confused.
Please, by all means, if you guys have a better idea of what the show is meant to be, drop us a comment on this video, send us an email, tweet at us.
I kind of feel like, do you remember watching the morning show on Apple TV Plus? Right?
Yes.
With Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston, that whole amazing cast, right?
Yep.
That show, I felt, was trying to make a statement. And I thought the statement was, hey, it's complicated. there's a lot of really serious issues out there, but they're all a little bit complicated. They're not black and white. There's different shades of gray and blah, 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 blah. Am I wrong in that like general summary of it?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
For the White Lotus, I felt like it was like a diet morning show. Like it was kind of trying to talk about some issues. You know, like Connie Britton, who I love, by the way. Like I am crushing on Connie Britton more than anyone, I think. She is absolutely my type. I hope she's listening. Like I felt like she was trying to play a character, but she wasn't really making a statement, but she was kind of making statements like, hey, I'm this high-powered woman. I make more money than my husband. I've got a lot of responsibilities. I'm not looking for any, like favors or handouts or anything. I do everything on my own. I felt like she was kind of making that statement, but not really, Tanya McQuoid, Jennifer Coolidge, I just didn't understand what the purpose of the show was. Alexandra Daddario, who's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Again, like, is she career driven? Is she having angst about being like the arm candy of her husband? Is she, Jake, Shane Patton, is he a mama's boy? Is he a spoiled rich kid? Is he right? I just didn't understand what I'm supposed to be taking from this show. Am I supposed to be watching it with my girlfriend and like having this deep-seated debate about some of these issues? Is it intended to spur those things? Is it, I didn't get it, to be honest. That's all I can say is I just don't get it.
Yep. I'm with you. It didn't do anything for me. And I don't know. I just didn't find it to be, how you were saying you could leave it on in the background? I couldn't even bother with that. I think there are other shows I'd rather have on in the background.
Yeah. I have to say, though, of all the shows that we've watched, I would say the delta of my disappointment is highest with the show. My level of enthusiasm. Only because it's been
so hyped. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, bravo to HBO. Obviously, you spend more time on your hype team than your website development team, and to good results. But like I thought this was supposed to be something big and important and worthwhile, and I just felt nothing. I really just felt nothing. I think that's all I can say,
No, I'm with you. So 2 unfortunately disappointing shows this week for both of us.
Before we talk about what else we're watching, shall we roll our virtual die and see if we can redeem ourselves for next week?
Yeah, fingers crossed. So you're going to stay on HBO Max.
I am.
You're going to be watching Zendaya's latest hit, Euphoria.
Yeah,
that's why I brought
here's
it up earlier.
Another thing I have to say. I've heard a lot of
huge hype train. I don't know how it's going to hold up.
Any single thing about this, although I kind of understand it's a bunch of sexed up, drugged up high schoolers.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard too, and I've heard only good things, by the way. So maybe
no one
went
to my high school. By the way, no one has made a television show about my high school experience because it was way more Napoleon Dynamite than it was Euphoria or Tell Me Lies.
I think you raised a good point. It's just, after watching a lot of these movies, I wonder if my high school was the outlier because mine was not like a bunch of kids like doing crazy, crazy things on a weekly basis. Nobody had a car. Of course, we're in the big city, so no one had a car. There weren't like drug-fueled orgies happening.
No.
None of that kind of stuff was happening.
If there were drug-fueled orgies, absolutely. Not only was I not invited, but my school did a pretty good job of covering it up and not letting me know.
Yeah. So, our biggest controversy was a kid got drunk on a school trip to Switzerland and got in trouble with one of the chaperone teachers. That was the big story.
I have to say, that's a pretty good story.
It was all right. I think, the senior prank days were always fun, but that was it. We didn't have anything crazy. We didn't do anything. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I don't think I could make a TV series about my high school experience. I mean, like I said, it would be way closer to Napoleon Dynamite and worried about my tater tots and all the other issues.
Touche.
I have to say, it was nothing like all these 26-year-old like supermodels having orgies and drugs and driving. And man, I was just trying to, different.
Anyway. So that's Euphoria for you, and I will be going back to Netflix, where I will be watching another show that's been reasonably hyped, Narco Saints.
I mean, they definitely put in all the buzzwords there. Let's just be clear about it. Let's just take two super good words, splash it together, and see what happens, right?
The SEO is off the charts because it's a Korean drama. Which Netflix is also like very well known for now, especially after Squid Games and all these other Korean TV shows. So I'm
Model Family,
exactly. So that's also on my it's been on my watch list, but I haven't watched it because I saw you put it on my list. So I said, okay, great. And as luck would have it, I will be watching Narco Saints for next week.
Boom. Okay, we had a down week this week. Let's hope that we get something better next week.
Indeed.
What else are we watching, Pete? I ask that, and I know what the answer is, but...
Exactly. So let's just give a very quick shout out, no more than 5 minutes. We are still watching Andor, as most of you will know. We're doing our fortnightly to once a month review of that. We are in the final stretch.
How long is a fortnight? 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Yeah. So we're in our final stretch. There's 3 more episodes left. Earlier in the season, I was under the impression that each 3 episodes represented one real episode, but that is no longer the case. We saw the end of episode 9. It didn't have the ending that either of us expected, but it does set up what I believe will be the ending for the season.
The Great Escape is coming, right?
The Great Escape is coming. So that's to come on, over the course of the next 3 weeks. We'll know more then.
What else are we watching? Do we have time for anything else?
We have just recently started a series called The Peripheral on Amazon Prime. In that regard, here's an advertisement. I'm going to plug the FNS podcast.
Plug it.
For Films and Stuff. We have also started doing weekly, at least for The Peripheral, weekly watch parties. So we will tweet out and we will put on Instagram a link that you can join. And if you've got Amazon Prime Video, you can join us and watch The Peripheral. And if you haven't watched it, spoiler alert, it's great.
It is wow. I think it's really wow. Pete and I had a test run watch party, so let's call it un poco fiesta, on Thursday, just he and I. Then we opened it up to a wider audience on Friday, and we abide by the 3 E's, which are educate, entertain, elaborate. So everyone's welcome to put like some really good comments, and The Peripheral is fun for me. Because it's Jonathan Nolan, his wife Lisa Joy. They have such an intricate storyline that honestly, a lot of people will catch things. And Pete and I were typing furiously to each other, and we noticed this. What do you think this line means? And do you think this means this? And how can we link this to this? I think that the more people who join and participate, it's a super, super cool experience. So please, if you guys are available, we'll do it again next Friday. We'll tweet out the times and the dates and the links and stuff. Join us and put in your 2 cents because it's super cool to learn other people's perspectives and theories on this show.
Yeah. So the simple premise is The Peripheral is a sci-fi show, near dystopian future, about a brother and sister team who have access to this device that allows them to travel to other worlds, or more specifically, other times. And I don't want to say more because it is a spoiler, and it's such a good show that we don't want to spoil it. Just trust us. It's really good. Join us for a watch party. We're doing them every Friday. We will refine the times to see when it works the best for everyone, but we will tweet out and on our Instagram channels, send links. You should watch it with us. Trust us. And even if it's not with us, watch it yourself. Send us a comment, send us a tweet at FNS Podcast, or email us aloha@filmsandstuffpodcast.com. Trust us, this is quite possibly Amazon's greatest show of the year. I would put this.
I think that's a very good statement. I totally agree with you.
I think this
and Rings of Power
well surpasses Rings of Power, and I would say, to be honest, I think this even surpasses The Boys. It's that good.
Oh, I haven't thought about The Boys. I'm going to put The Boys in 2021 so I don't have to make that distinction. But
all right.
But I have to say, and I think I said this to Pete after I watched the first episode, I told Pete, and I sincerely meant this, it was not hyperbole. I just finished episode 1. If I had the choice of watching now episode 2 or the season 2 premiere of House of the Dragon, I would say I'll watch House of the Dragon later. I want to go straight into episode 2. And then Pete, I think he
stopped
went into
what he was doing and watched the first episode of The Peripheral.
Yes. It stopped exactly what he was doing and went immediately to his computer and watched episode 1 and came back to me and said, "You are
absolutely right. Absolutely right. Premise-wise, in terms of the visual effects, everything said and done, this is genuinely a unique take on something that we've never really seen before. So I'm 100% in on it.
Yeah. And I've watched each episode twice. First, like just kind of like going through it normal wise, and then secondly, I've skipped through some parts and rewatched a few conversations, and I really needed that. And now I feel like I've got a handle on where we are. It's almost like watching Tenet. Yeah.
Yes. Kind of.
That? Yeah.
Kind of.
Where like the first time you're like, that was amazing. I don't get it, but I love it. And then the second time you're like, I love it even more. And now I understand it. Kind of.
Well, yeah. With Tenet, I still didn't understand, but it was still good. Yeah.
That's because Tenet, you need a whiteboard with a blue marker, a red marker.
And a theoretical physicist explaining everything to you.
We could figure it out. Okay. Anyway, so that's what we're watching now. Join us for Watch Party.
Indeed. So everyone, that was this week's Streamer Skip. Next week, we will be discussing Euphoria on HBO Max and Narco Saints on Netflix.
Yep.
We will not be talking about Andor and Peripheral, but we mentioned them because those are two shows that we're actively watching weekly and strongly recommend you watch those as well. And in any case, we will put out our reviews for both of those shows at the end of the season.
Yep. Pete, thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Ethan. Thanks, everyone.
All right, listeners, thank you very much. We'll catch you on our watch party, and we'll speak to you next week. Bye now.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Films and Stuff. If you haven't already, please subscribe and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever podcasts are downloaded. Films and Stuff. There is no substitute.